Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I am Prakriti and in today's video, I am going to share my favorite powder highlighters. I have got 7 to 8 powder highlighters in this bag and all of them are drugstore. I only use these powder highlighters, all of them are under 1,000 rupees. There are a lot of high-end powder highlighters in the market, but I've never felt the need of trying them out or purchasing them because I'm really satisfied with these highlighters at this point. Plus, I have so many highlighters, so I don't feel like investing in more highlighters. And now without any further chatting, let's get into it. On number 1, I have the PAC Killer Glow highlighters. These launched recently and I received them in PR. They retail for rupees 695 and all the highlighters that I will be mentioning in today's video are easily available in India. I am going to talk about the texture of the highlighters, their lasting power, the application, and finally the skin tones on which these highlighters are going to look the best. So let's start with the PAC Killer Glow highlighters. This comes in 3 shades. I've got all the 3 shades here. Now the shades are number 1 Old Rose, number 2 Raw Silk, and number 3 Soft Sun. My favorite is obviously Soft Sun because it is a warm toned shade. 01 Old Rose is a rose gold highlighter. It has got a pink golden kind of undertone. 02 Raw Silk is a warm champagne shade. If you have a neutral undertone, you can pull off all the 3. If you have a warm toned or olive undertone, the shade Soft Sun is the best shade for you. And if you have cool undertone, Raw Silk and Old Rose are the best shades for you. Let's talk about the texture of these highlighters. First of all, the packaging is awesome and the pattern embossed on this highlighter is also very beautiful. Texture of these highlighters is very good. It's very soft to touch and it gives a very even application. You can apply it either with a fan brush or a highlighter brush, something like this. I am going to link both of these brushes in the description box. Now let's get to pigmentation. I have the shade Old Rose on my face right now. You can start with a very natural glow and definitely build it up to a blinding look. So this is a very buildable highlighter. You get a lot of room to play with the pigmentation of this product. It has not got fallout. Even if you try to pick it up with a powder brush, there will be no fallout. But make sure that you always tap off a little bit before going on your skin because you may have a lot of product on the brush. This retails for rupees 695 and I feel that the price is justified. It's a really good drugstore highlighter. If you have medium skin tone, you should definitely try out the shade Soft Sun. It actually looks like an Instagram filter on your skin. The lasting power is good 6 to 7 hours. It is very long lasting. The pearly particles are very finely milled, so you will not see chunks of glitter in this highlighter. It has got a very soft pearly kind of finish and it just looks flawless on the skin. So next up I have the K-Beauty Illuminating highlighter in the shade Honey Glaze. Now this one is a really good shade for dusky skin tone. It retails for rupees 799 and you do get a mirror in this as well. So this is a really nice warm toned golden kind of shade, I'd say. Let me swatch it. You will not get a very blinding look with this highlighter, but it looks very natural and beautiful on the skin. Again, it's very finely milled, so you won't see like chunks of glitter in this product. Now let's talk about the texture. This feels a bit more wet than the PAC highlighters. It's a bit more on the creamy side, I'd say. The brush that I like using for this highlighter is this one. This is a precise kind of highlighter brush. You get more pigmentation with this brush. So let me just apply a little bit on top of the highlighter that I have on right now. Just building this up. You can see it looks very natural. And it has this beautiful golden shine. The application is really easy. If you use a brush like this, it's very easy to apply this highlighter. The lasting power is about 5 hours, I'd say 4 to 5 hours. It's not as long lasting as the PAC highlighters. But you know what you should definitely do before applying a highlighter? Just spray your face with a good setting spray. That will make these highlighters look a bit more pigmented and it will give a nice grip for the powder highlighters. On number 3, I have this highlighter from MUA Makeup Academy. This is their Shimmer highlighter powder and this one is in the shade Radiant Cashmere. Again, a beautiful pattern is embossed on this. It is an affordable highlighter. It retails for rupees 410, which is under 500, and it has got a beautiful texture. I have started using it a lot recently because I really like the texture and how it looks on my skin. Again, with this one too, you can start with a very natural finish and you can build it up to a blinding look. It's a bit more powdery, it's very lightweight, and this shade is perfect for medium skin tone. I'd say NC 40-42. You can apply this either with a fan brush or a highlighter brush, something like this. I love applying it with a fan brush. It is available in 2 shades on Nykaa. This is a very neutral kind of shade, so it's going to look good on all skin tones. It's a champagne shade. Now they also have a golden shade, which I haven't tried. I really like this one. So in case you're doing a cool toned makeup look, this is going to look very good with that. It has not got a mirror and it comes in this white plastic packaging. It's light, but yeah, I really like how it looks on my skin. It doesn't exaggerate my fine lines or my pores or my skin texture. It has not got a very intense kind of pigmentation, so you have to build it up a couple of times to get a blinding kind of look. And the best thing about all of these highlighters is that they don't look streaky. From this angle, when you look straight, some of the highlighters can look like a streak on your cheekbones, but these highlighters don't look streaky, and that's why I love them. So this is how it looks. I really love the finish. Now let's move on to our fourth highlighter, which is very hyped, and the hype is kind of justified because it has been one of my favorite highlighters ever since I started doing makeup. I'm talking about the Wet n Wild MEGAGLO highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petal. The reason why everyone loves this highlighter is because it's the most finely milled highlighter. It looks very natural on the skin, and it is also a dupe of Becca's Champagne Pop, I think. This retails for rupees 6.99 on Nykaa and is suitable for medium skin tone, I'd say. This is a champagne shade. I'd say that this has got a neutral undertone. Now, out of all the highlighters that I mentioned, I think this has got maximum room for playing with the pigmentation. It has a very subtle finish in one go, and you can definitely build it up. The texture is really smooth. It is a little bit powdery, but it has not got any fallout or anything like that. You can apply it either with a fan brush or a highlighter brush. This has got about 5 hours of lasting power, and this shade is going to look good on medium skin tone. It looks really gorgeous. It doesn't look patchy, and I like wearing this with cool tone makeup, something like this. After that, I have the Kiro Prism Perfect Highlighter. It looks something like this. It has got 2 shades. I'm going to give you the close-up of all the highlighters. Sandy Rose and Pearly Bronze. I guess this one is Sandy Rose because it has got a little pink undertone, and then this is Pearly Bronze. Now this highlighter is suitable for dusky and deeper skin tones. You can use it as a bronzer if you have lighter skin tone, and if you like bronzers that are shiny. This retails for rupees 900, so it's definitely not a cheap highlighter. So this is Pearly Bronze and then this is Sandy Rose. You can see Sandy Rose has a little bit of pink undertone, and Pearly Bronze is this bronzy kind of shade. I really like the texture. This is very finely milled, just like the other highlighters. You will not see chunks of glitter. It gives a beautiful glaze to your skin. Doesn't look fake, basically. For the pigmentation, you can start with a subtle glow, but this is a very natural highlighter, so I have never built it up, and I don't think I will because it does turn a little bit patchy if you build it up too much. But this is really good for everyday makeup looks, so it will give you a very subtle glow. If you don't like wearing liquid highlighters, then you can definitely go for this one. The reason why I included this in my list is because the shades are beautiful for dusky and deeper skin tones. I like applying it with a highlighter brush, and that is because the texture is a little bit creamy for the fan brush. So that's why I like applying it with a highlighter brush. Ultimately, I have the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter, and I have the shade Molten Rose Gold. I actually am not talking about this shade. I like the shade Molten Gold more than this one because I feel that this looks a little bit patchy on deeper skin tones, but I got rid of that highlighter because I used it for years and it was all broken. The packaging was broken and the highlighter itself was broken, so I had to get rid of it. I have this one here because I want to show you the texture of this highlighter because the texture of both the shades is same. It's just the color that's different. I am a huge fan of this highlighter. I bought it because of the hype, because everyone was talking about this highlighter, so I had to purchase it. Now the shade Molten Gold is this beautiful golden shade for medium and dusky skin tone. It basically looks good on every skin tone. The texture of this highlighter is amazing. It's out of this world texture, especially for the price. It's really good. It's extremely pigmented. It's very blendable. The shade Molten Gold doesn't look patchy at all, but I like applying this highlighter with this highlighter brush and not with a fan brush because it just doesn't look good on my skin with a fan brush. This one retails for rupees 5.99. You get it in this plastic case. I dropped the shade Molten Gold a couple of times and I broke the packaging completely. So just a heads up, the packaging is really easy to break. So this is really pigmented, and it's the same with the brush. Once you swirl your brush in it, you get a lot of product on the brush. So make sure you tap off the excess before going on your face. Let me apply this on the collarbone. So you can see in just one go, it looks blinding. And ultimately, let's come to the skin tone. The shade Molten Gold is gonna look good on most of the skin tones. Again, you have to keep in mind that that has a warm golden kind of undertone. And this shade I feel will look good on light to medium skin tone because this definitely looks streaky if I try to build it up too much on my cheeks. So I don't think it's going to work for really deep skin tones. This is the final highlighter, and that's it for this video. Hope you guys find this helpful, and if you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.